Hello again, Year 3. Welcome back to Virtual RE. We're carrying on looking at Jewish practices today. So what kind of things do Jewish people do to show their faith, or what kind of things do they do because of tradition? So today we are looking at the bar or bat mitzvah. You might know someone who's had a bar or bat mitzvah, or it might be something that you've not heard of before. So last lesson we looked at synagogues, which is where Jewish people go to worship. And today we're going to learn about the bar and bat mitzvah celebrations that happen inside a synagogue. A bar mitzvah is what it's called for boys, and a bat mitzvah is what it's called for girls. And this is a coming of age ceremony in Judaism. It marks the transition from childhood into being an adult, and this actually happens at age 13. Jewish people will celebrate going from childhood to adulthood because they can do things like read the Torah or lead prayers in a synagogue. After this ceremony, Jewish teenagers become responsible for following the mitzvot themselves. I wonder if you remember what the mitzvot are. They are the rules that are found in the Torah, in the Jewish holy books, that dictate how Jewish people should live. So after 13, and after they've had their bar mitzvah or their bat mitzvah, and they can read the Torah in synagogue, they are responsible for following the rules themselves. They don't rely on their parents for that. Okay, so what actually happens at a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah? At a bar mitzvah, the boy puts on a tefillin for the first time. And this is a black box that goes on your head, and in there are special verses from the Torah, and Jewish people wear these when they pray so that the Torah is close to their body, close to themselves. And then they read from the Torah for the first time. So here you can see the rabbi on the right hand side is pointing out, he's not touching the paper, but he's pointing to where the child is reading in Hebrew. Not all Jewish synagogues celebrate the bat mitzvah, but many in the UK do. And at a bat mitzvah, a very similar thing happens, but the girl reads aloud from the Torah. And both boys and girls have to study the Torah for months before they are allowed to take part in this ceremony and say that they are responsible for their actions and that they can read in front of the whole synagogue the Torah, not in English, but in Hebrew, which is not only just a completely different language, but a completely different alphabet as well. So it's a really big responsibility for Jewish teenagers, but it's also quite an enjoyable day. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to watch a video. It's all about what happens at a bat mitzvah. And I want you to take notice of the religious parts of the ceremony, but also the fun and enjoyable parts of the ceremony. Well, not that the religious parts aren't fun, but the more sort of party-focused, enjoyable elements of it as well. And then in your booklet, you've got a center of a spider diagram, and you're going to write what happens at a bat mitzvah or a bar mitzvah. So you can already put on there, for example, the boy wears a tefillin on their head, or they read from the Torah for the first time in front of the congregation. Okay, I'm going to mute myself and turn my video off, and then we are going to watch this video. I'm not sure yet whether we are going to be back in school or whether we're going to be carrying on with virtual school. Whatever it is, if we're doing virtual school, I'll see you next week. And if not, I'll see you around school. I hope you've enjoyed these couple of virtual lessons. Yeah, don't forget to fill your booklet out, and I'll speak to you very soon.
My bedroom. It's pink because I really love the colour pink. This is Will, my horse. He's my third pony. Oh no, he's my fourth pony.
Mimi's religion is Reform Judaism. This year is massive for her because she's becoming a bat mitzvah, which means becoming a Jewish adult. Bat mitzvah for girls, or bar mitzvah for boys, happens at the age of 12 or 13. It depends on the type of Jewish tradition you follow. Mitzvah is a Hebrew word meaning commandment from God. So becoming a bat mitzvah means becoming a daughter of the commandment and promising to follow God's rules. During her bat mitzvah, Mimi will recite 2 passages in Hebrew from the Torah, the most important religious text in Judaism.
So this is a prayer which I do with the congregation. Adonai Sefata Chivta Ufi.
The rehearsal is taking place at the Reformed Synagogue in London, where she's been going since she was born.
In Jewish terms, this thing about 13 for the commandments goes back to sort of ancient and medieval times, when, of course, scary thought, but you could get married at 13 and people would start having family when they were 14 or 15.
You take on more responsibilities after you've had your bar or bat mitzvah.
I wouldn't be a real adult, but I would be a Jewish adult.
After my bat mitzvah, I'll feel closer to the community, I think.
So you're going to do your opening prayer, right? Good. Go.
Adonai Sefatai Tivta.
I'll feel quite excited, but a bit nervous because there'll be all my friends and family there, and also people from the community which have known me since I was a baby.
Okay, when you're holding it, hold the yad closer, right? Hold it like you hold a pen, and then you won't lose your place.
The scroll is hundreds of years old, so Mimi's using a special pointer called a yad to follow the Hebrew. Touching it with your fingers might damage it.
Adonai Eloheinu melech.
It's a really special time for the whole family.
May I be a true bat mitzvah, a daughter of the commandment, taking my place in the community of Israel, accepting its responsibilities, rejoicing in its blessings.
That's the rehearsal over. The real thing will happen away from the cameras, followed by a big party. Really exciting because it's like another chapter of my life. Mitzvah year feels special because my friends and my family will be there supporting me.